You and I are coming from different spots in the political spectrum.
Yes, I understand.
I think it is quite likely when we leave there will be issues on which we'll disagree.
Of course.
But I think it's beneficial for us to have a positive human conversation.
Yeah.
You suggested coming by, you suggested live streaming it, which is what we're doing now. And I hope, look, number one, I hope in actually talking about how do we stop gun violence, how do we stop mass murders, that we can have a real conversation about policy solutions. But I also hope that just saying people in different places on the political spectrum treating each other with civility and humanity.
Yes.
That, it'd be nice if that was a little bit contagious, if
And that's, I mean, not only is this such a huge opportunity to be able to tell you my biggest fears, you know more about me than my therapist right now, but also to be able to hopefully set an example that this is something that can be, and we don't have to ever see eye to eye on certain issues, I get it, but I would guarantee you if more people had conversations like this, we'd realize that we're not as far apart.
Yeah.
I have to believe in my heart that you know it is not okay for babies to have shrapnel in their chest.
It's horrifying.
I know it.
It is horrifying.
I know it. Or a 14-year-old girl dying. I have to know that you are not the villain. And when you said that she was not an anomaly, the mass shootings using assault weapons is also not an anomaly.
Not anymore.
And it's happening far too often. And you have your I just want to read you something.
Okay, sure.
I do not believe in taking away the right of the citizen for sporting, for hunting, and so forth, or for home defense. But I do believe that a machine gun, an AK-47, is not a sporting weapon or needed for defense of a home. Ronald Reagan.
Mm-hmm. But Alyssa, as you know, but this is actually that's actually a great point. I think one that's important for people watching this to understand. Machine guns are functionally illegal right now. Mm-hmm. And my wife Heidi is a native Californian. She grew up in the Central Coast. Beautiful there. We have a lot of family in California. I remember a few years ago she asked me, do people really need machine guns everywhere? It's a reasonable question. One of the problems of this debate is, and this is true of a lot of the media covering it, it's true of some of the folks following it, is that the terminology, they don't necessarily understand what it is. So a machine gun has been functionally illegal for 80 years. You and I and ordinary citizens can't purchase a machine gun. Now a machine gun, which is what Ronald Reagan's talking about there, as you know, you hold the trigger down, multiple bullets come out. That is different from what's called a semi-automatic weapon, which is you pull the trigger once, one bullet comes out. You pull it a second time, another bullet comes out. So it takes a separate trigger pull for each bullet. And that's different from like a revolver, which you have to cock it, and then, like the old Western six-shooters. When the media covers it, I think a lot of people hear the word assault rifle, and they think it is a machine gun. And so there is misunderstanding among people who are not. I know you guys understand the difference, but many in the media don't, and you see it misreported where they don't understand. So
here's the thing: is that we have a serious problem, and none of the politicizing of the solution is going to help, and none of the rhetoric around the guns, the Second Amendment is going to help the root of this problem, right? Which is people are dying, children are dying. We're in a country that's very fearful. We have to try everything and figure out what works. Isn't that worth it? Isn't it worth it?
So Ms. Milano, yes,
you can call me Alyssa.
Okay, and you're welcome to call me Ted.
Or Phoebe.
Are your sisters here?
They're outside.
By the way, how many times a week is Charmed on
Only
reruns?
when you're in the gym.
It is. I mean, it is amazing. It's impressive how much y'all are on here.
Isn't it worth it? Isn't it worth it? Can't we?
Yes, we should do everything we can to stop violent crime, but there is a flip side to this, and it's a flip side that I'm very concerned with, which is that guns are also used to stop crimes. And so,
But who's stopping that? That's where you lose me.
Can't,
okay,
yeah, and you can't. How is a security guard what do security guards carry?
Yeah, they may carry, if they carry anything, carry up to like a 9mm pistol.
Going
they
to
carry
stop
it.
someone with an AR-15.
so it's not just security guards. This past week in Houston, a 28-year-old African American woman was coming home, and a group of men came seeking to assault her and surrounded her. She had a pistol in her purse and she pulled it out.
We don't want to take away
fired.
her.
She was a legal lawful gun owner, right?
Yes, and
Yes, that's it.
But, okay, but
We don't want to
but-
stop her.
But that fireman, by the way, I'll say, look, it is a powerful equalizer. I guarantee you that group of guys who came to assault her, if you gave them a choice between confronting a big guy, an NFL linebacker without a gun, or a woman with a firearm, one of the great reasons why a lot of women want to be able to keep and bear arms is to defend themselves in a case of physical danger.
I understand that.